Hello and welcome back to Anonymous Diaries, the space where we untangle the knots in our relationships, one story at a time. I'm your host, Evelyn. A wedding day for so many, it's the ultimate dream. A celebration of love, the beginning of a new life and family. A day that is supposed to be uniquely yours. But what happens when that dream gets hijacked? What happens when family expectations, tradition, and control begin to eclipse the love story they are meant to celebrate? The pressure to please your new family is immense, especially in our culture. But where do you draw the line between showing respect and erasing yourself? Today's story comes from a listener we are calling Bisi. She's on the brink of what should be the happiest day of her life, but a single piece of clothing has thrown her entire future into question. It's a story that starts with a dress, but is about so much more. This one is a cautionary tale, so listen carefully. Just 3 months ago, I was the happiest woman in Nigeria. When Femi proposed at the top of Aso Rock, with the lights of Abuja glittering below us, I felt like my life was finally complete. Femi is, or I thought he was, everything I've ever wanted. He's kind, ambitious, and he made me feel seen. We spent weeks in a blissful bubble of planning, dreaming about our future together. We were designing our lives, from the color of their soul care for our traditional wedding to the silly little arguments we'd have about who was the better cook. We were a team, Femi and Bisi against the world. My part of the dream was always very specific. Ever since I was a little girl, flipping through my older sister's copies of Bella Ninja weddings, I've known exactly what my wedding dress would look like. Not a big, dramatic ball gown, but something elegant and understated. A simple, timeless silhouette in crepe or silk with delicate, barely there straps and a low back. It was a dress that felt like me, modern, confident, and quietly strong. It was more than just fabric. It was the symbol of the woman I had become, ready to step into my own future. Our families were thrilled. My parents adore Femi. His parents, Daddy and Mommy Femi, had always been warm and welcoming. His mother in particular took a real shine to me. She would call me my new daughter and was always fussing over me, making sure I ate enough whenever we visited their home in Maitama. I felt so lucky. I was not just gaining a husband, I was gaining a second mother. But that all changed last Saturday. We went over for lunch, and after a delicious meal of pounded yam and egusi soup, Mommy Femi got this gleam in her eye. "Bisi, my dear, I have something special for you," she said, her voice filled with a kind of ceremonial importance. She disappeared into her bedroom and returned with a large yellowed cardboard box tied with a faded ribbon. My heart did a little flutter. I thought perhaps it was some family heirloom, a piece of jewelry maybe. She placed the box on the coffee table with the reverence of someone handling a sacred relic. "This," she announced to the room, "is my wedding dress. I wore it when I married Daddy Femi 35 years ago, and you, my daughter, will wear it to marry my son." She opened the box. The smell of mothballs and thyme hit me first, and then I saw it. It was a monument to the 1980s. The lace had yellowed to a pale cream, the bodice was covered in tiny cloudy pearls, and the sleeves, the sleeves were the size of small clouds, puffed up at the shoulder in a way that screamed of another era. It was the absolute opposite of the dress I had dreamed of my entire life. I am not a cruel person. I knew what this meant to her, so I smiled, a tight, painful smile, and tried to be diplomatic. "Mommy, wow," I said, my voice sounding thin and strange to my own ears. "It's a real piece of history. Thank you so much for showing it to me. It's beautiful." Her smile was wide and triumphant. "It is. Now we just need to do little changes to fit you perfectly. You will look just like I did, a perfect bride for my perfect son." My stomach clenched. "Oh, Mommy, that's incredibly generous of you, but I couldn't possibly. It's such a precious family treasure. And to be honest, I've had my heart set on a completely different style for a long time. The warmth in the room evaporated. Her smile didn't disappear, but it tightened at the edges, becoming something brittle and sharp. Different style? Nonsense, Bisi. This is not about style. This is about family. This is about tradition. You are marrying into the Adebayo family now. Femi, who had been quiet this whole time, finally spoke up, but his words were weak. Money, let's not pressure her. She cut him off with a sharp look. Femi, be quiet. Your wife needs to understand how we do things. She turned back to me, her voice losing all its earlier warmth. You will wear the dress. It was not a request. The car ride home was silent and heavy. I was waiting for Femi to explode and say, "Can you believe my mother? Don't worry, Bisi, I'll handle her." I needed him to be my partner, my teammate. Instead, he just stared out the window, his jaw tight. When we finally got back to my apartment, I broke the silence. Femi, your mother put me in a horrible position today. He finally looked at me, his eyes full of exhaustion, not empathy. Bisi, please, just think about it, eh? It would make her so happy. Make her happy? Femi, what about me? What about what makes me happy? It's my wedding day too. I've been dreaming of my dress since I was a little girl. That dress, it's not me. It's just the dress, he said, his voice rising. It's one day. Why do you have to be so difficult about it? Is it really worth upsetting my entire family over a piece of cloth? That's when I felt the first real crack in our foundation. It wasn't just a piece of cloth to me, and he knew it. Over the next week, the pressure campaign began. Mommy Femi called me every day. "Have you made an appointment with the seamstress?" she would ask, her voice syrupy sweet but underlined with steel. Then his auntie started calling. Then his older sister. I felt like I was drowning. The final confrontation happened 2 nights ago. I told Femi calmly that my decision was final. I appreciated the sentiment, but I would be buying my own dress. I told him I needed him to support me and to present a united front to his mother. He just stared at me for a long time, and then he said the words that shattered everything. He said, "My mother called me this morning. She said if I refuse to wear her dress, it means I have no respect for her or our family's traditions. She said it's a sign that I will never truly be one of us." He took a deep breath and she said, "If you don't wear the dress, she won't give her blessing for the wedding." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I whispered, my heart pounding. "And what did you say?" He wouldn't meet my eyes. "Bisi, it's my mother." He finally looked up and his face was cold, determined. "If you don't wear the dress, there won't be a wedding. It's that simple. Just wear it. Let's just have peace." Peace. He wants peace, but at the cost of my voice, my dream, my identity. He's asking me to shrink myself to fit into a 35-year-old dress, but it feels like he's asking me to shrink my entire being to fit into his family. The man I love looked me in the eye and used our entire future as a weapon to get me to obey his mother's command. So now, here I am. The wedding is in 2 months, and I'm staring at 2 choices. I either wear the dress, walk down the aisle feeling like an imposter, a doll dressed up to please my mother-in-law, and marry a man who has shown me he will not stand up for me. Or I refuse, and I lose the man I thought I would spend the rest of my life with. It's not just a dress, is it? It's the first test, and I feel like we've already failed. Please tell me, how is this supposed to make any sense? What on earth am I supposed to do?
To be clear, if you ask for my advice, Bisi, I'd say you don't have a dress problem here. What you have is a fiancé problem. The dress is a power play from her mother to test your compliance. And your fiancé's ultimatum, wear the dress or no wedding, is a monumental red flag. He has failed the first test of partnership by siding with his mother, proving he will demand you sacrifice your happiness for his comfort. He has shown you he will not choose you. You must postpone this wedding immediately and insist on premarital counseling with a licensed therapist. The goal isn't to make you like the dress, it's to address the fact that his primary loyalty is still to his mother and he uses emotional blackmail to resolve conflict. This is the real issue that needs to be fixed before you can even consider marrying him. Have one final direct conversation about whether he's ready to make you his primary family. His answer will tell you everything. If he blames you, you must be brave enough to walk away. The pain of ending it now is a fraction of the agony that comes from a lifetime of setting yourself on fire to keep others warm. Please, if you haven't yet, like this video, share it, and subscribe to encourage us to keep bringing you stories like this. Also, I want to hear from you. Have you ever been in a similar situation? What did you say? What did you decide? Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. Share it in the comments. Until next time, hold tight to your worth and let your day reflect your own beauty, not someone else's memory.